talk about next. What is the cause of diabetes? And that is the million-dollar question. Because here's where it all comes down to. The specific cause for your diabetic condition, for maybe your spouse's diabetic condition, your brother, your mom, your dad, your friends, whoever else in your life that is having diabetes or has been diagnosed with diabetes, if we tested all of them, let's say we tested 20 people dealing with diabetes, every single one of them is going to have a different cause. So if they're having a different underlying cause, what's really driving their diabetic condition, what does that require their treatment to be? It requires their treatment to be customized to their specific issues, to their specific problems that they're dealing with. And the problems are exponential. I'll write down some common ones that we see with our patients, but they're not going to all be the same for every single person. And if you look at the current treatments right now in the traditional model, what are people doing? They're all being told, take this medication, increase this medication, add an additional medication on, change your diet, exercise, and lose weight. And that is the standard across the board. And guess what? In regards to diet, everyone is given the same diet. If you go to one of those diabetic classes, guess what? You're all being told the same thing. How do they know what you should be eating? What's the proper food for you? That's how customized this has to be, all the way down to the specifics, including what you're putting into your body. You see, food, as I really talk about food in regards to diabetes as, you know, either a retardant to the fire, or it's making the fire worse, basically, increasing the fire and the burning what's really going on inside your body. Because diabetes is really nothing more than an inflammatory disease process. So is what you're doing calming the fire, or is it increasing the fire? So you could eat something that is, you know, totally healthy, right? A salad with some good food in there and everything, and your blood sugars go up. Why? Well, it could be that food that you're eating is making you worse, even though it's quote unquote good type of food. So you have to know what you should and should not be eating. But let's talk about some of the causes that we specifically see. So the first one, we have to look at different areas in the body that is involved in regulation of blood sugar. We know the pancreas is involved in blood sugar regulation, but the pancreas is typically not one of the major causes that we typically see. For most individuals, their pancreas is functioning perfectly fine. We know that the liver is a very important organ involved in blood sugar regulation, but unfortunately, for most individuals dealing with diabetes, they're not getting comprehensively analyzed to evaluate the liver. Most of it's just based upon what kind of medication they can give them. The adrenal gland, right? This is a gland that sits on top of your kidneys. One of its most important jobs is to regulate blood sugars. Did you know that? And how often are you getting your adrenal gland analyzed? My guess is not very often. How are you going to find out what the cause of your diabetes is if you're not getting fully analyzed? We know that the brain is heavily involved, obviously, in diabetes. We know that the brain can be impacted by high amounts of sugar in the body, just like your nerves can be impacted, starting to create neuropathies and those sort of things. Well, that high blood sugar can impact the brain as well. And what's going to happen over time? It's going to degenerate the brain, increasing the risk of things like dementia or Alzheimer's. That's referred to as type 3 diabetes, right? So let's put that down here. Type 3 diabetes, something you should probably research and look into. I don't have too much time today in this video to go over that. We know that the GI is heavily involved in blood sugar regulation. Of course, it's where you digest your food. It's where absorption happens. It's going to be involved in your ability to regulate blood sugar. The thyroid, heavily involved in blood sugar regulation. You may not realize that. And some of you may have a thyroid condition, and you may be taking medication to regulate your thyroid, but is it fixing the underlying problem that's causing the thyroid? Guess what? In many cases, what's causing that thyroid to malfunction is also involved in blood sugar as well, and your diabetes. We know the immune system is heavily involved in blood sugar regulation because it can start to cause autoimmune diseases. You can start attacking food, causing food sensitivities, start attacking your joints. What if your immune system is attacking your pancreas, or it's attacking your insulin receptors? You know, a lot of problems could be going on inside the body in regards to the immune system that has to be evaluated. We know that hormones are involved in blood sugar regulation. Did you know that in many cases, fluctuations in hormones or increased hormones can cause blocking, the inability for your body to accept insulin? It can block the insulin receptors. So if you're a female and you have elevated testosterone, that's going to be an increased risk for your diabetes. If you're a male and you're have increased levels of estrogens, it's going to increase your risk of diabetes. Are you being fully evaluated to see if these problems are going on with you? And of course, we know infection patterns, toxicities. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. How many of these are you being analyzed for regularly on your normal analysis every 3 months, every 6 months with your doctor? Probably hardly any of these. What are you being evaluated for? What is your glucose levels? What is your hemoglobin A1C? What do your liver or your cholesterol levels look like? How's your blood pressure? Is there neuropathy? How are the kidneys? Why? Because those are the complications, and they have medications and drugs to treat you for those types of things. And it's just the progression of the disease getting worse over time. Nobody is looking for the underlying mechanisms or the cause. This is what we do in our office, and this is how you can reverse your diabetes. If you don't know the cause, how are you ever going to be able to come up with a customized plan of action to address it? So hopefully this starts to open your mind. Hopefully it starts to get you a little excited, like, oh my gosh, there is a possibility, there is an opportunity to get my diabetes reversed and to fix the underlying problems that are really going on under the surface. If this is getting you excited, then I'll ask you to do a couple things for me. Number one, if you want to learn more about this, you can attend one of my upcoming next webinars, which we're doing one, I believe, next week. So if you comment below with your name and information, your name, email, then we can send out the information to you so you can get registered to attend that upcoming webinar to learn more. So because I dive deep into this process, it's about a 30 to 45 minute presentation. I do it live. I'd like to have you join us if you want to join that. The other one is, if you want to learn more about this, you can also go to my YouTube page and you can search for Integrative Wellness Center of San Diego, or my full name, Jason Shumard, DC. And you can look on our YouTube page for multiple videos I've done, or even testimonials of patients who have been successful in reversing their diabetes in our practice. Now, if there's any questions or comments that you want to do, please comment below this video. Ask questions if you want to. I'll respond to those as quickly as possible. Or maybe there's something more you wanted me to talk more about or go into based upon this video, or something you're dealing with. You can comment there below as well. And I'll also ask you, if you're watching this, make sure that you like our Facebook page here so you can get updates when I'm doing new videos, and then also like our YouTube page. That helps our page and make sure you get updates when new videos get put up in there and uploaded. Lastly, if this is already intriguing you and you're getting excited and you don't want to wait for the webinar, or you don't want to watch any more videos, you just want to dive in and set up a consultation with me virtually, one-on-one, as soon as possible, I'll put our contact information. You can call our office, talk to one of our staff members, and then get you set up for that one-on-one consultation. It's very easy, and you can do it from home. All right? So I hope that this video was worth your time today, and if there's anything that I can do for you, please reach out in the comments below or reach out to our office. I look forward to seeing you on the